So that was a perfect segue. We had on one of the daughters from White Oak Pastures a couple months ago, and they are booming because the dad was on the Rogan show and everything,
Yeah.
and they're doing a lot of stuff with sustainability. So, how have you worked with them in the past?
Yeah, so, I mean, really funny story. I don't know if I've told this full story yet, but, um, I've been following them a long time, and I was, like, on their website, and I was like, "Man, they don't have." They have, some seafood options, but they
Mm,
don't have, like, a trout option, and I just sent an email and was like, "Hey," kinda gave 'em our spiel, "Here's what we're doing. Would you be interested in, potentially carrying our product? Could I, send you some samples?" And, um, Jenny Harris was like, "Yeah, if you're in the area, stop in and bring a couple samples. I'd love to try it." And I think like a month or later, I was like, "Man, I need to go down there." And I emailed, and this is the only time I've lied to her. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the area, like definitely not in the area. It's like 10 hours away,
yeah.
So I remember processing the night before, loaded up my cooler of trout, and then drove, you know, left my house at like 4 in the morning, drove 10 hours, had a meeting, and she was like, "This is amazing."
Nice. That's
And it
awesome.
was all it was so cool, man. Because I've gotten to every yes I get, I probably get like 10 no's,
Hmm.
but to go that far and to have an operation of that scale and scope, really be excited about the product and want to carry it, it was definitely, it was an encouragement just personally, yeah, we're proud of the product, but it was just, I was like, "Man, I think we're on the right track here," So, yeah, and it was awesome too because, we're just so focused on like raising and processing. Shipping the trout is just a whole nother game that we're just not able to get into that right now. But it's amazing that they ship all over the United States. So, and it's awesome that, people are really familiar with like their pork and beef and poultry products, but then they'll like add a trout onto their order. And
Hmm.
like 2 weeks ago, I got an email from someone in Texas that was like, "Just ate one of your trout. It was amazing." I don't know. Just thought it was cool that someone in Texas was eating a trout from us.
That's
But
pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a huge compliment to, all your hard work, what you're doing. To get
yeah,
that feedback and also to get that feedback from White Oak. That's all huge.
yeah. And we were just down there. I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, and it was just crazy to like. I was just in the store. We were just like hanging out, and I don't know, just for a couple days, me and my wife. But like opening the White Oak Pastures freezer and like my trout's in there. I don't know. It's just kind of a cool moment. But
You're like,
um,
"Hey, I've kinda made it now. This is pretty cool."
well, it was cool. It was just like we're here in the store and I can buy the trout here. But yeah, they've been just like a mentor too. It's just the farming space is, I don't know, it's just always changing, with like
Mhm.
price increases and demand changes and trying to get product from point A to point B. They've just helped us kind of navigate all those waters. But yeah.
I bet. Yeah, I love to see just how collaborative the whole ag industry is. Like whether, a white oak pasture has no fish, but you're a trout farmer, and yet you guys are learning from one another, sharing products, and just kind of building relationships, which I think is huge. I love that part of the industry, like just all the collaborative like aspects of it, and how people
Yeah.
watch each
I've
other's back.
really found it ironic that, and people may argue with me on this, but you have, like folks like, like Polyface and White Oak Pastures and another one of my mentors, Clay and Tyler at Autumn Olive Farm. They're like the premier pork producer, like
Mm.
in the state of Virginia. Anyway, they've been a big support and mentor. Big outfits. They're like some of the most like humble, kind. You're like, I just want to like be like this person, But then you have
Oh yeah.
so many of these like new people in the space that think they're gonna like save the world and they know everything, and I don't know, it's just it's funny. It's like it's ironic to me that you have these like, you know, 5, 6, 7 figure farm businesses where they're like, we're just happy to be doing what we're doing and happy to share. And then you got people that don't know, you know, their head from a hole in the ground and think that I don't know, that's the one thing about the space that's kind of frustrating. It's I feel like I mean a farmer is like a servant, and
Mhm.
being a servant like we get to live an awesome life. We might not make tons of money, but we eat well. We're around our families. Like it's an amazing quality of life, and that's like a quality of life a lot of people don't have, and we should be appreciative for that and humble, not use it as like I grew my own tomatoes. I'm a better person than you. I mean, that sort of thinking doesn't overall help the space either,
Mhm.
I mean, I could go on forever about that, but it's just been cool to meet like like the Harrises. I mean, they're such awesome people, and they run this huge outfit. I mean, it's just cool.